I got it right the first time or the second time. How we doing?
Oh, okay. We're doing great. That was
What's
awesome.
happening?
It
That
was
was
a train
great.
wreck. What do you mean it was awesome?
Well, you did the intro really well. For one thing, it's really hard to do tech and to do, a live show and to be as, incompetent as you are. And, you
All
did
right.
really well.
I'm amiable. I'm
No,
affable.
you did great, man. Dude,
Everything's perfect
I,
to me. So.
I, you're getting made fun of by a guy who can't unmute himself sometimes on Zoom. So you're fine. I mean,
That's where we
hey,
are.
you're
Oh.
great.
So I guess the big thing before the show was we had uh rainstorm. They told everybody sit in your cars, get away, get inside somewhere. And then the band comes out and
Here
plays Cool
comes
It
the
Down,
lightning.
probably because it got cooled down quite a bit.
Sure did.
As
Did
fam
that all
as
that
fam would
all
say,
didn't affect anything, right? All the rain and everything. Everybody
yeah,
was
they came on as late as they normally would. Fam says that that is the
Yes.
best song ever about a prostitute, and I would probably have to agree with him.
that's right.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best one. For one thing, and sex worker is the proper name. But yeah, man, I don't know if it's the best, but it's a good one. It's an all right one. No,
Here's
you
the
know what? I just
here's
think
the set list so everyone can know.
I just
Uh,
thought I don't know. For me, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the first sets. So I'm probably gonna shut up. There was 555 and a couple other things in there. A foam I like. I mean, it was a little
Right.
meandery for me, and
Yeah,
I
are
actually started
you
fussing in my yard like an
right?
old
Are
black
you a
man.
are
And
you
was
a
like
are
yelling
you
at
a
kids
Lou
and stuff.
are you a Lou
Hmm?
Reed fan? Do you like
I'm
the Velvet
huge.
Underground Lou Reed stuff?
Yo, I love Lou Reed, and I love Fish giving me a Sweet Jane any day of the week, and a lot of other tunes, right? There's a lot of other tunes
It
that
wasn't the one you would have
I'm
picked.
like,
would have loved Sweet
play to
Jane.
play to your strengths. That's all I play to my strengths, right? You know what I mean? You expect me to say something, whatever, I don't know, it just there's just a lot of better tunes, and I really like Bone Broth Brew, but I know that or like Knuckle Broth.
Right. Well, we'll
Ever
get there.
since
We'll get there. But I wanted to see Abbey Foam. That
I
seems to
know.
be
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people had that on their list tonight. I feel like maybe we were due for it or whatever. I mean, I always love a good foam, but it's also, I mean, I feel like it was kind of an odd I don't know, the way that these whole first 5 songs flowed in was kind of odd to me, but I think that it still checked a lot of things off for a lot of people. But I really thought the Cool It Down choice was really neat. I like when they do kind of that one-off like random
like Fat Man
opener.
at Mexico.
And I didn't feel like this had that inversion theme we've been seeing too. I didn't get that like vibe even like off the jump in this. And then Knuckle Bone Breath out, the foam going into Knuckle Bone Breath out. I don't know. I felt kind of meh about this whole thing. I feel like that's universal, right?
Well, I just think they keep playing it, so they're like, because here's the thing, right? We get why we're getting these very unique Halloweens, and it's because they don't want to pay some of these
Royalties.
artists these royalties. But I feel like sometimes they're just like fitting it in. You know what I mean? And sometimes it works because I really like a couple of these tunes, right? And I thought they did a much better job of this with thrilling, chilling Halloween, and I mean, we have Martian Monster, we have all these great tunes. We have Dogs, we have Cats, we have all these great tunes that kind of like are part of the repertoire that we all kind of look forward
Llamas.
to. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. What is it with animals in us? Like,
They make a good. It's easier to write a song about an animal because you're sort of detached from it, but you can put human emotions on it.
Well, I had to go see Goose because I was like, do I like this band just because they're named after an animal? And that's just my thing. And these guys might live to be like 50-year-old nerds. Because I'm into 50-year-old white nerds who are like 4 friends. That's established. All right, cool. And I'm like, yo, like, but I went to go see them, and I really like them, but it's just weird, like just some of these like Dogs, Cats, Martian Monster, I don't know.
That's the attraction for me. I am a fan of Knucklebone Broth Avenue, and my big question was, would it have the entrance of the sci-fi part? that they did, which has always been listed as one song, like that intro they did where they beam down and the actual song
yeah,
itself.
you're right.
So I wonder now if it pops up on Fishnet that it's split entrance of the soldiers and then the knuckle band. But I like it because it's dirty and it's loud and it's got weird lyrics about getting divorced, about his ex-wife, or so. I don't even know what it says, but
yeah, they're working some shit out lately. You know, if you listen to some of the lyrics,
somebody is, right?
especially listen, Vita Blue, they worked some feelings out. There were some feelings to be had on that album and a few others that if you pick them up, you're like, wow, okay. And when you see them in the repertoire, some of that weird shit, it's cool. But Abby, what did you like? Like what, like so far for like 2 nights of this run, what have you thought compared to Bama? Because I see you on Twitter.
To be totally honest with you, I was in Yosemite the entire Alabama run, so I am like not caught up at all. I've only been able to look at most of it. We listened to the second night on the way back, but admittedly, I haven't been able to give it a listen. I was off grid. I had no service.
You were living life.
But they, if we're talking about last night, I still like really loved the Light Jam. I still think that has been one of the best jams. But I mean, Dirt always really does it for me. So I felt like things picked up a little bit energetically. I mean, everybody likes Dirt, right? If you're going to have to like go into I feel like that's a good crowd pleaser, right?
Such a weird, meaningful song.
Yes.
Dirt, yeah.
And then it just, I don't know, this fucking set was fucking weird and went into.
I called it a greatest hits set because you got a bunch of little songs.
Somebody said it was like press shuffle on greatest hit.
Yeah.
I was like, that is totally what this was. However, I did have gumbo in my pick 5, so I felt like when the gumbo came, like
that was like a taster size gumbo. That wasn't like a bowl of gumbo.
Yeah,
that wasn't a bowl of gumbo. That was like when you're walking through the quarter and like, hey, taste this, and you're like, but I'm not.
Yeah, little spoon, little plastic spoon.
Just like you're like,
And yes, we did skip 555 because it is what it is.
Oh, whoa. For one thing, I'm not going to get beat up by a Mike Side Dyke because you talk shit on 555. That's the first. I'm going to tell you right now. Because like I hang with like a couple of them.
Songs about trains.
One of them I'm kind of dating on tour, so whatever. No, it's a great song, and we're not going to make fun of it. And this is, can you please put up the graphic? Hashtag bad take by Kevin. Let's see it.
Oh, you want the ticker?
Yeah, I want to see it. There it is. That's a bad take, man. You're just gonna skip. We could skip backwards down the number line. I'm with that.
No.
Talk about that song again. We can never.
It was a couple. Yeah, it was a couple.
The only reason I like that song is because it makes other people like Abbey so happy, and they stand up, and I get to sit down. And I get to smoke a joint, and it's great. Or I get to talk to someone.
What, 555 or number line?
Number line.
Oh.
It's got that. Blah, 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 blah.
I would be remiss if I didn't say the number line tonight was for East Coast Email.
Yeah.
Whether the band knew it or not, they were doing that one for Danielle.
Big happy birthday shout out to Danielle.
Yeah,
she is a big part of our family here. So.
Yeah, yes. No, I saw some people wishing, like, are they having a good birthday? Right when that song was going on.
Tim said his number line, his gumbo got number lines. So I think that there's
his gumbo got number lines. Exactly, Tim. Tim feels me. Tim, thank you, Tim. They don't even be hanging out there. These are the same people who pretend they pay attention through every part of. Well, I'm
I think the next thing, maybe I need to get the ticker ready because. The wedge. Where are we on the wedge, guys?
I love the wedge. It's always called the Great Divide to me in my mind. But
I mean, why wouldn't you want to listen to the wedge? It's just my anchor partner, Sarah, who I live with, and like whose little feral white babies came stumbling in before the show, because there was an emergency in the bathroom, of course, and like she loves that. So that's the song that lit her up. Like I watched her last summer tour and she heard that song and she looked at me and she's like, oh, I fucking get it. Absolutely. Let's book as many shows as we possibly can. You know what I mean? And I've seen that song do that for so many.
Right. I tweeted about the wedge. I tweeted a lot of people like the wedge.
Yes. I feel like it's
That's real. That's a solid take from you, actually. I'll take that.
It's the best I could do. And then next was my favorite song of the set. About to Run. It's the fucking arena rock fucking God song.
I love it. I think it really gets people like about to run.
It's so Pink
I feel
Floyd
like
vibey.
everybody's like tapped into this like yeehaw. I don't know. I think it's great.
No, I love About to Run. That's all that shit is just so fucking good. And when it fucking hits, it's just like you can see people just get off on it. You know what I mean? And you know it's just such a fucking great song. I'm still just pissed off about what you said about the wedge, so I'm gonna shut up now. Well, I'm sitting here stewing about it, but no, I mean,
that was the first song. That was the first song off the Ghost of the Forest album. Let me put it that way. That they've done this whole tour, which is interesting because we were Ruby waving every other night, and drifting and beneathing, and
I thought we were going to get a Ruby Waves tonight, but I thought that was great.
It was, and then we got a note from Fam for the last song of the set. Apparently, Divided Skies not closed the set for many moons. Divided Sky is so great when the sun's setting in an outdoor show.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, that was great timing on their part. Like, that must have been really beautiful. It's such a beautiful song.
Do you think the first two songs were something about like we weren't seeing on the ground with the rain? Maybe it was like foaming up on the lot, foaming up on the.
Well, they were by the beach too. Right. They were by the beach, so there's foam.
Yeah.
But
and gumbo,
Yeah.
We're trying to do like
Knucklebone Broth Avenue sounds like something my grandma would have made.
All right.
Yeah, I felt like the first set was just it was the greatest hit set.
It was the greatest hit set, and we're good with that. I have no issue at all with that.
Yeah.
What would you call their greatest hits album? Wait, Abbey, what would PHISH call their greatest hits album?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not.
No, they're 75 years old. It's only Fishman left. And he's gonna give up.
He's trying to cash in one last time.
It's only Fishman, and he's gonna. What are they gonna call it?
The Return of Touch Pants.
The Return of Touch Pants. Wow.
Best PHISH side project of all time, should absolutely be revived.
Yeah. You're talking
to go to jail. What didn't he go to court over that band?
Probably
for the dildo being indecent on stage or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe true.
That does sound right.
Sounds accurate.
I saw them play after 2016 New Year's or something like that at American Beauty, maybe.
I saw it at Ardmore Music Hall, and it was something like that. It was too small to be in there. I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I love Fishman, but this is enough.
God help us. All right, so then they had a set break, which was always fun. I don't know what they played. There's some woman on Twitter I found out yesterday who has a Spotify playlist going back through 3.0 of all the set break music.
Interesting. That's awesome.
I have to dig the tweet up. That's crazy.
Shows. I've been looking for those songs. That'd be great.
That's funny. But then they open with Wilson. So fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun. Yes, I totally agree. I felt like everybody was feeling better. Second set. I don't know. I felt like coming out with the Wilson was really good. Everybody loves that.
Yes.
And
I mean, that's what I want.
Simple absolutely fucked. I thought it was really cool. I know there was something weird happening with the what did you tell me?
The key. Somebody told me that they had in the jam had switched to another key. So when he went back into it, even though it was kind of smooth, it was in a different key than the normal, right? Okay. And that's why it sounded.
Because when they went back into the chorus like that, I kind of got another at the end of Set Your Soul Free last night. That I
thought it was a little smoother.
I was just seg out of the simple into something because it was kind of like a weird, the simple jam got kind of weird and a little bit darker. Last night, I feel like the Set Your Soul Free and the light jams were super fucking blissy, but I felt like tonight that, I mean, what else did they jammed? Well, the egg in the hole, that whole fucking thing, whatever that crazy thing.
The
was.
Caspian, yes.
Yeah.
The Caspian. I was gonna say, do you think they're backing off the jams because fucking Went is wrong, and it's because they have this lottery for the rail now, and they're just watching kids' faces melt, and they're like, "Oh my god, we gotta stop!" Like, you think Mike looks down? He sees a poor person just
pick that guy's jaw up off the floor.
Because I mean, I don't know, like. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm being silly, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe that's it. Maybe they're just seeing some people up front and they're like, holy shit, we're fucking them up, because they are kind of like leaving that dark stuff and just going back to the chorus. I saw some guy on Reddit, you know, losing his mind about it. But it has been kind of weird when we're about to get Evil Fish and we're about to see, Cthulhu come from the bottom of the fucking rail into someone's heart and destroy them. With the lights and the music, they just been kind of just going back to the fucking, back to the fucking chorus. And it's been weird this tour, and I haven't been a fan. I'm just gonna keep it real.
No, it's people definitely not alone in that. It's been an odd thing, like that forced second, round.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, some kid up front ate like too much acid, but I'm not his mom, and I mean, I wish, I'm not his mom. I wish I was like mom. I don't have those privileges.
I think Trey just woke up one morning during quarantine and was like, we never finished Chalk Dust. We never finished Down with Disease. Maybe we should finish these songs. Let me try that. And then when he's doing it, he's up there. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, maybe we should end it. All right, I'm just going to end it. The band will catch up. And the rest of the band's like, whoa.
What just happened? Yeah, I agree. That's what it feels like.
Well, we're going to trust your dad rock inside knowledge on that.
My bona fide.
Can we talk about how they're not even hiding their age? Like, we're starting at fucking 5:30 right after the.
Well, no, I think that was the local ordinance.
Special.
Oh yeah, they had a strict.
Yeah, there was a local.
I'm surprised, but.
Yeah, big money. And then, the Simple was 20 some minutes. It ended. Yeah. It landed. So then, what do? You come back with Caspian. At first, I'm like, where are you with that?
I didn't realize. I mean, the whole thing is on, right? The Caspian egg and a whole Caspian Piper.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Once they started going crazy with it, I was like, wow. Have they done that before?
I like that. To me, I feel like that's obviously a very interesting on paper to go in and out of Caspian 3 times with like an egg in a hole, which Trey's energy during egg in a hole is really funny to me because he can't take it seriously. Every time Trey does it, he's laughing, which I find.
But the guitar part is so.
Yeah, it's like this like shredding guitar thing, but Trey's like cracking up because he's like egg it up. I mean, the song is like so like it's like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like because Trey thinks it's hilarious, but it's like this ripcord like thing. So I'm finding his funny egg in a hole placements interesting, right? And there was some recently where people were arguing like what's the real egg in a hole.
They did it at Madison Square Garden. They did it at Simple.
Yeah, but this was a real fucking egg in a hole. This was fully cooked egg in a hole.
That other thing was kind of a quadraphonic toppling situation.
Yeah. They did not play quadraphonic toppling.
Stop bringing that up.
I have been listening to nothing but the Sicket disc since people claim that. I've just been listening to
I'm going to crack the code.
Says Trey, sings quadraphonic toppling. Anyway, I digress. But I think the egg in a hole thing is cool. It's a little bit goofy. It's a little bit kitschy for me.
Every day of the week, I'll take that.
But I thought it was cool. And I just for Piper is my like heart song. So like it will always hit for me every time. I like tune out everything. Nobody is there. It doesn't matter. Like I just sit there and do my Piper dance and then I don't,
And you feel better.
Yeah.
So you're a Caspian guy, Lenny, right? You're a fan? Is that what I'm getting?
I mean, after what fucking festival was it? 3.0 they did where Prince Caspian became King Caspian. I forget, but fucking I watched that and I watched
Magnaball maybe.
Yeah, it was Magnaball. Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna give that song more of a chance. because I was not a fan of Prince Caspian in my younger days. But
have you ever read the books?
It's a fun
I remember it from high
books as a
school
kid.
reading the books.
Yeah.
The Chronicles of
I read all
Narnia?
the books.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those books. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter. I could only read Chronicles of Narnia. So
because of the Christian thing.
There's a lot more to this story. Wow.
Right.
Yep,
I got that. That was the first thing when I read Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Was there's all the Christian symbology in there.
Oh, totally,
it knocks you over the head.
Beautiful books.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful books.
But then you get Lonely Trip, which is a fucking song I'll stand for any day.
Oh, Trey really needed to he needed to play it really bad.
He needed to hear that from me. You know what I mean? Yeah. he needs a little bit of reinforcement with that song because that whole album for me was like, let's just lock him back in another room for a couple months and see what comes out. I mean, we got a lot of fucking good tunes from that album, that I think are going to last for a while, but I know other people may have other opinions. But I was really happy for that Lonely Trip.
Right, but you skipped over something. We skipped over Piper and the Guy Forget.
No, Abbey talked.
They did Guy Forget in Piper.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Are we going to see that on Setlist that specialize in Setlist? On websites that specialize in Setlist? Probably not.
Or websites that
Fishnet
something like that.
Paige and Trey said something else in it too.
I don't do that anymore. Last time I did that, I repeated what they said, and I woke up on a beach like fucking 300 miles away, like open up some
300 miles.
Like the weird thing is like sometimes I try and I'm like, what happened there? And like, especially if I'm there, I'm like obsessed with it. And then sometimes I'm like, I gotta let it go. Doesn't matter.
I'm like new into the world of trying to identify things. We have like really intense like sessions where I try to like learn how to hear like different things, like trying to hear DEG or like the Simpsons thing. And like, so I think it's really interesting, but some of these things I don't know. Like they said that Mike T's "Do You Feel Like We Do" before Dirt. What is that?
Do you from Peter Frampton? Do you feel like we do?
Like we do.
That I did not know what that was.
Yo, I bet you.
I did not hear that shit. They made that up.
Mike would love to do that song though. Can we talk about how Mike would fucking love it? He'd probably like have the pink, like remember on The Simpsons when Peter Frampton had Pink Floyd's old fucking pink. Never
but
mind.
they jammed Piper.
Yes.
Because I definitely had a moment where I was like, is this still Piper?
We're never going to get a slow bill Piper, but the back end of it, they've been doing justice to. Yeah. And then they went into a Caspian
and they went to Caspian again.
Yeah.
I wish they'd call it that. They won't call it that, but that would be cool.
I mean, I feel like we haven't had like
the Caspian egg pipe.
Yeah.
Caspian egg pipes for everyone.
The egg pipe.
I like that.
Oh man. And then we got back on the train, which is a fun, it reminds me of a Grateful Dead song.
Yeah.
Just the beat.
Yeah. It has the thing for some reason back on the train is that song. One of those songs that I know that it randomly can get fucking hot. And there's been these like, fire back on the trains. And so I always like in the back of my head, I'm like, is this bot going to get really hot? But it didn't really tonight. It was always good, but it has like a real like jam vehicle potential, but I feel like that doesn't happen as much as it used to. There was one, I remember like people started talking about it during one of the dinners.
Somebody said slow build Piper such an inside ball complaint in the comments. Wow. Inside baseball complaint. Wow. Whoever you are, shout out to you. This is a great comment.
That is great.
I mean, that's the thing about back on the train. It just always brings me back to like one of the first times I saw PHISH and they went off, and like I was just like a dickhead from like Dead Tour, and I was like, it doesn't matter. And I just like kind of left, but I couldn't get that back on the train out of my head like for a while. You know what I mean? Because I seen them a couple of years. It's just one of those songs that really sticks with me. You know what I mean? And like I'd seen PHISH a few times before, but when I saw them play back on the train, it was undeniable to me, and I was still kind of a dick. I was still like, You know, I don't know. I'm funny like that. I don't like when people find shit before me. I like to be the first one to find it. I don't know. A lot of people beat me to PHISH store. So
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
I always try to listen for. I feel like I could be wrong, but they do Streets of Cairo teases sometimes in the back of the train, and I always try. That's one of the other ones that I'm like, okay, I should be able to hear that one when it happens, and like Tears of a Clown.
Do you know Sanho Sung Zay Tao? Whatever the fuck they always put as a tease. I'm like, that is not that song.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't learned. I haven't been taught
San
about that.
Jose, I think. It's an old blues song. Like, if you Google it, there's a bunch of different versions. None of them sound like what they say Trey is doing to me, but I don't know that much about music, so.
Well, I mean, they're probably, yeah. I mean, they might be talking about, like, chords and fucking whatever, but I don't hear it. You know what I mean? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then we get the Page song, the best song on Big Boat. Best sounding, because it sounds like an 80s new wave band. Most events aren't playing.
Probably my favorite song to see live.
Neat.
Yeah, it's like my favorite song.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind
I like that. I grew up on 80s music.
So, did you see them?
What? Who?
Vita Blue.
I did see Vita Blue back in 2000. Or whenever they toured first in New Orleans, and then this last time at the 930.
Oh, nice. Have you seen them? Did you see them, Lenny?
No, I've not seen Vita yet.
I haven't either. And I would love to. I know they played 930 Club. Must have been really cool. Seeing them in that room, seeing Page in a room that small.
Yeah,
cool.
It's neat. It was packed. It was one of those things that you were.
Imagine. Oh my god,
that
I could never be on the floor. Yeah,
everybody got a ticket that night.
Yeah. I saw Iyoto. It was the same thing. I was like, "Am I going to get a ticket?" And I was sitting out front. Some kids like, "Yeah, here's two."
Oh my god!
Like it was.
Dude, Iyoto, man.
We got boxes of tickets.
Go way back.
Oh man, it was fucking hilarious. But no, most events aren't planned. It's like one of my favorite tunes now because I really think it leans into like a lot of Page's strengths that he doesn't like, get to show off a lot, and a lot of it is that like George Giorgio, like fucking 808 TikTok fucking sample fucking like super fucking synthesizer sound, and like and he gets to show it off on this song, and it's cool because Trey and Mike really support him, you know what I mean? And so like when his song goes off, it goes the fuck off, and when it's meh, right? It's like it's because there's some songs when they're meh, you're like, wow, that really broke down the house.
But this is like, I feel like this is like a song that that's kind of growing on me a little bit. Like I always wanted it this way, it kind of grew on me. I kind of feel that way about this one a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they did Blaze On, a very short Blaze On. You probably wouldn't have been able to blaze very much during that Blaze On.
That's very true.
Well, I mean,
And what can you say? I mean, the whole point of that song really is the jam. It's got a neat little lyric with the left turns and be like me, be proud of all your crimes. It's a good misfit tune. Meaning misfit power,
And it's a great tune for like towards the end of the show. You get people singing together. Even the drunk like jock guy knows that one. He's like, 2 more, and like everyone's like, it's cool. It's true. Like everyone, it's one of those songs that like since 3.0, everyone fucking knows. You know what I mean? And so like if they're having a kind of vibes on the floor, that's a great song to pull everyone back in. And I think it's a great way to end the show at least. You know what I mean? Like it's just a high note. I don't have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page. And then there was nothing.
That's
Amphibian.
It's a cool song, I guess.
Cool song too. I did not know what it was though. I did not know what it was at first. I think
it's probably only like its 5th or 6th time. I don't think they've done it very much at all.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I like that they had like those couple weird song choices. I don't know. I'll always.
And then Circus. Probably so great. It's one of those perfect covers for him because you wouldn't know it was a cover if you didn't know what it was. It sounds like a PHISH tune,
Totally. I love that song so much. I thought that was great. Very surprising encore, obviously. Like, I'll take that it was, definitely a little bit slower vibe and everything, but I still really, really liked it. I was trying to think the last time that they played that. Oh, at Sacramento. It's the one that played last time they played Circus.
Well, and I always like it when it's a slower start to the encore because you're going to get a couple tunes out of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, we're at least going to get 2 tunes now. I don't think they're going to leave on a super low note. And, it's going to be, it'll be a little bit more fun. So, you get something weird, which we did. We got the whole key pasta.
Yeah, so
I'm always like,
how did he do? I did not hear it because I was in here. Did Trey flub it or did he get it? Because they play it. It's been like since 2018 since they played it. So it's not like he rehearses it or anything, Give me something, comments. Hey, look who it is. What's up, Wook?
Okay.
Wook's got something to say about it.
Well, yeah, I'm staying at family's. We jetted right after encore because I got to get down to Deer Creek tomorrow.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, being responsible.
You're on
it. How you guys doing?
Good. So how was it? What was your highlights?
Well, that Simple Jam, right? It has to be. And then the Caspi and Piper with the Egg in a Hole was dope. Knuckle Bone Broth Avenue was awesome. It was great hearing that shit come back out. I'm just going off the cuff because I didn't write any of this shit down. The Divided Sky was fun. Right at twilight, right when the sun was starting to set behind the clouds, and they played Divided Sky. That was great.
Abby's so good. That's exactly what Abby said it was going to be. Abby's so good. Abby, don't
the gumbo
next time.
That fucking
Abby could have done it all.
Yeah.
It's because Charleston's near and dear to me. I feel like I'm like, from afar, I can feel what it's like there.
It was such a tiny gumbo.
Absolutely.
A small cup of gumbo.
Charleston's had some rough shows here.
The pa was cool. Someone saying, "What'd you think of the pa?" Look.
Did Trey nail the Yoki pa or what? Or did he flub it?
I don't remember how he did, but it was pretty good. I don't know. I wasn't counting flubs.
It
was great, man.
That's literally how I feel about every time. I'm like, yeah, I think it was good. I mean,
I had a good time.
The vibe was very good tonight, though.
Yeah.
I was dancing.
It was a professional crew tonight. Like last night, not that this is a problem, but last night there was a lot of people on the first show who didn't really know. You know what I mean? Like it just had like a very amateur, like a lot of talking and what's going on. And tonight it felt like it was like everybody that brought their sister or brother or cousin that wasn't only kind of into it. They left all those fuckers home tonight. It was like just come and party if you want to be here. I don't know. It had a very cool vibe. And it was great. The energy kept up the entire night. Even when they played like Nothing and Dirt and shit, like the people were locked in and the attention was maintained.
Nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. That seems like a venue we want them to come back to, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to walk a mile if you're in the 300 section to go to the bathroom because it's like 10 flights of stairs. Because there's only ground level. So, like, if you're at the top of that stadium, you're walking all the way down to the floor to go to the bathroom.
The PHISH crowd is getting older between the prostates.
Yeah, I know, but...
I mean, I was going to say, old guy alert. Jeez, he's like, stairs. And, good crowd, but the kids weren't talking. The kids just were yammering the first day. That's my fucking line. But, the second day it was great, It was just me and some of the fellas,
Oh, man.
Downstairs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but, Abby, this is definitely a venue we want in rotation. It's a cool... That island, too, or whatever, is really sweet because there's a lot of, like, restaurants and, like, cool places to hang out. I mean, it's expensive. It's going to be kind of like that Hampton style.
Destination vacation.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I lived there.
And could you stay on the island or did you have to get transportation?
There was a hotel, right? No, it's not a real. I mean, I guess it is a real island, but there's bridges to it. Like, what is that question, Kev? I don't understand what you mean. Do you just picture it's like you have to take ferries to the
No, it's
fish
like-
island?
Yes, that's what I got. Everybody was bitching on Twitter about having to get there and the traffic and everything.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
so it's
Charleston
the low
traffic
country.
sucks.
There's two. Charleston's a peninsula, and then there's the Ashley River on the south side and the Cooper River on the north side. And the Cooper River splits into 3 different tributaries that split Sullivan's Island, Mount Pleasant, and Daniel Island. So they're not actually islands. They're like connected to the greater, the bigger body of land. But in order to get to them directly from the peninsula, you have to go over bridges. The only other option is to go like
Up
you know
and
what I'm
around.
saying? It's hard to see without a map. But
Did you
that
get a
was
low
amazing.
country boil in, Wook? Wook, did you get a low country boil in while you were there?
No, we ended up going for tacos.
Did you go to Taco Boy?
We went to Viva. I don't know what it is, if it's good or
All
not,
the
but
food all the food there's great.
it was really good. Yeah, we
worked
got like
at
fish
The
tacos.
taco spot there. Oh, it's a great town. I'm so glad that they played there. I hope that keeps happening. I can't miss the next one. My first shows were in Charleston. The 20,
Oh, really? What year?
2010, 10, 15, and 16, 2010. That was when Paige's
Abby,
dad
your-
tap danced.
Yeah, your first show was my wife's first show.
Did
we were at that
we might
show.
have talked? Oh, maybe we didn't. Really?
That's so cool.
That
We
makes
might
me
have talked about it out on the
Charleston
game
was
show.
I might have talked to her about that when we were at MSG. But
That's
they
so
were really
funny.
fucking cool shows. That was like the last GA show. It was all
At
GA.
the Coliseum, yeah.
I was like stuck on like fucking Widespread Panic tour back then because I was going to college of Charleston. That's what people did. We saw Widespread Panic, and then PHISH came through town, and I was like, "What am I doing?" But those shows were really cool. It was like Paige's dad tap danced. We talked about that last night. The Bill Bailey, Will You Please Come Home, and like just it was those were really cool shows. And then aside from like those the 2018 shows that weren't good, but Charleston Bulls, I'm glad.
No, night 3 was the only bad night.
Yeah.
I liked night 1 and 2.
Somebody compared tonight to night 3. That they
Night?
tweeted. That's all.
This night better not have fucked up rating like last night, because last night had a ridiculous rating.
I love tonight. We were calling the first set the greatest hits set because it was like random.
I'm just trying to enjoy like not being able to go on tour for the first time in a really fucking long fucking time, and it's like hard. So like you guys are like, so what do you think of the set? I was like, I think I should be there. You fucking coward! Why am I there? Why are
I
you
get
fucking
so
cowards?
FOMO with the Charleston shows. Like these hurt the most.
Listen. I will not talk about the man shows to anyone who's not from Philadelphia and knows. Listen. Because those shows are fucking always bananas. That was like, and if you know about the man, like my dad, when we were kids, I mean, he would be like, come on, boy. And he would just like get like 4 or 5 blunts and he would take us to the back of the man. And we saw so much good fucking music because like, if you're local, there's a hill you can sit on and watch the whole show and shit. You know what I mean? And like, that was like my
and now everyone else knows it.
We would walk down and fuck them. But they built that hill for the families up top now. But back in the day, before they built that thing on the top of the lawn, where families hang out and all that shit, you could just look right down. And me and my dad would sit down. So it's just fucking crazy, like, and like, being a little kid in West Philly and then seeing some rando white hippie like hanging out of a tree, tripping his face off. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, where are we going, Dad? He's like, shut up, boy. We go to the back and watch like fucking,
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah,
Don't make eye contact.
REO Speedwagon and shit, and and shit like that, and like just like random shit. And sometimes really good soul, but that venue just has such a connection to the neighborhood. Well, a lot of kids, that's their first summer job in the area. Like it's just like a great place. And
coming home, Lenny? You're gonna try to come home for those?
No, man.
That's a tough one to come out for. It's in like the middle of the week.
I am trying to get a pesky fucking PhD, and it's the stupidest decision I've ever made. And I got some other stuff going on.
Flights.
And I got some other stuff going on. I think I might be able to talk about next week finally. And some creative stuff. A couple books dropping. I got all kinds of shit going on actually, but
love to see it.
Yeah, but like I'm missing out. Like I really like grinded real hard this year, and like I won't see the fruits of it until towards the end of the year. But like
It'll be extra sweet though.
But I feel you. After doing
Yeah.
all of fall tour, I'm like hurting right now. I'm just going. People are like,
Hurting.
"No,
I
I'm
did.
I'm like, fine.
Yo, I
You
did
know?
those Eugene shows. I did I did all summer tour for the podcast, because no one had been out on the road. I was like, well, fuck, I got to get on the road. I got to be one of the only podcasts where we actually went to a show first, That's why I went out there when the air was.
What I'm
lovely and
doing,
shit,
Lenny. I'm like, fuck it. I'm doing it for Kevin. I'm doing this for
I'm
Kevin.
doing it for Kevin.
Yeah.
On the
Wait,
ground
hey,
reports.
Look, I have to ask, did anybody know what Cool It Down was? Were people like, what is this?
It was mixed bag. It's probably about 30% knew it right away, and probably like another 20 that figured it out like halfway through. But there was about half that were just like, "What the fuck?" What was the
foam reaction? Were people pumped?
Yeah.
No foam?
Oh yeah, fucking people are going nuts over foam.
Foam, yeah.
That's honestly, that's one of my the biggest thing I like about foam is just watching people dance
go
to foam.
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts. That's like my favorite thing. It's just watching people fucking dance that song. But anyway.
Kev, I want to plug something before I run real quick.
Sure.
We started the doodle boards, and apparently it's fun as fuck to doodle on a big poster board when you're spun. So if you're at a show that I'm at this summer, which, good luck, come doodle. And we're going to put them all together at Dick's. It's so fucking cool. I can't wait to show you. It's going to be so much fun.
I might be at Dick's. Maybe I'll be at Dick's. Dick's is possible.
Well, you can doodle on the doodle board.
It's a good answer. So let's do some other housekeeping. Friday night after the show, I got Pixel Wooks. Saturday after the show, we have Benji. And Sunday after the show, I believe, I'm not going to say. We have somebody, though, and I'm just not off the top of my head at this moment.
Lenny, if you're available on Sunday, just nod your head.
I don't know.
That's right. We won't put you on them.
I don't know.
Does Benji live on here, too? Is he
Yeah, Benji will be on Saturday.
Is he in San Francisco? Does he live near me?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've met him in
I don't know if he lives in San Francisco, like, proper, but he lives up near in that, the northern half of California.
That is my area, yes.
I mean, I'm sound like an East Coaster. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm a masshole, It is okay.
Yeah. I love it out
there. All right,
I'm
going to dip. You guys don't have to close out. Kevin, you closing it out?
Yes.
Yeah, he's closing it out right now. He's closing it out just like Susie Greenberg.
I got a 12-hour
just like
drive
Susie Greenberg.
So glad you got to go to the shows. Tell Christina I'm so fucking glad we share our first show. That is the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to tell her right now.
I hope to see. Want to see Alpine or just Dick's?
Oh, I'm going to the Man and fuck. Okay. What is it? Bethel, Hartford. Where are you going?
Just Alpine. Maybe. But
yeah, no Alpine, but I'll be at Dick's.
That's okay. Hopefully, I'll do one of these with y'all again too.
That'll be awesome. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting.
All right.
All right.
Love you guys.
Oh, you're gonna end it anyway with your music?
You don't want me to?
Well, you go ahead.
You can keep going. No? All right, thanks.